Welcome.
Hi, Christiana.
Oh, I'm so excited today. We're here to talk about the seven metal child star, which this is also, these recordings are going into our little booklet that we're creating to discover your star code, if you will. So maybe you can give us a description of what is, or what are the characteristics, I should say, of a seven metal child star.
Okay. The seven metal child star is always seeking harmony. Harmony is very important for them. And like disturbing the peace by introducing something new or different is not something that they are inclined to do. So they always want to be like in the flow with whatever is happening around them. So if the family are speaking about sports, the seven metal child star will go along with, being engaged with chatting about sports. If they're speaking about movies, the seven metal child goes along with, you know, being curious or interested in movies. That the seven metal child really is passionate about any of those things? Maybe not, because the seven metal child takes a while to actually own what they really like. And one of the ways, because they always are seeking harmony with who they are and with, family members, relatives, friends in school, they are always, or friends at work, because the child star doesn't, the aspect of our child star is something that we carry throughout our whole life. So even in work or a career expression, the seven metal child's person who carries a seven metal child star wants to be in harmony with their colleagues, with what's happening in the environment. So that is very important for a seven metal child star personality. The other aspect too that is there for them, especially when they may feel at loss as regards what's next for me in my life. And I'm speaking about the person now being an adult. And what can be of great assistance is like going for a hike, going for a walk, especially maybe by the sea where the air is very good and where they are just walking for quite a while. Things will come to them because in that harmony with the environment, which would happen, the good quality of air, maybe it being by a lake or being by the seaside or up in the hills, as they walk, they are then in harmony with that environment. And there's a space within them that something happens, it's like, ah, that's a good idea. And they will start owning something for themselves as regards which will really carry passion. So this part is very important for them, especially if they are like in a place of being stuck or being lost as regards things. As regards the child star, like parents who may have a child who is a seven metal child star, and like, they're doing whatever they're doing in school, but they're not really enthusiastic about anything. For the parents to take the seven metal child star for a long walk, just the mother or the father with the child, for maybe for an hour, where at times they perspire a bit or something like that, something will happen on that walk where the child will initiate something, and something can then be emphasized and space be given to it. This is a major key, because if the parent goes with the other kids or with other friends, it's not going to happen. So that time of spaciousness, of they kind of connecting with themselves, is very important. So that is a key core quality of the um, seven metal child star. The seven metal child star also has a need to be part of a group or part of the family. So, and I'm going back to the situation of a parent with a 7 metal child star. If at some stage the parent has to correct the child, the 7 metal child star, for some action or something that they're doing, it is important to make contact with them physically. In other words, to hold their hands or to hold their shoulders and talk to them. To suggest to the 7 metal child star, go to your room, that's a big trauma. That hurts them, that cuts them straight to the core. And so they need to feel that there's always that relatedness that they have with their parents or with other family members. So sending them to the room as regards a way of quote unquote correcting them does not work for the 7 metal child star. This is a key part. There are some children where that works, it's perfect. You know, like for the 9 fire child star, telling them go to their room, perfect. I mean, no question about it, because you're taking them out of the space of where they are and you're disconnecting them. So that is perfect. But with the 7 metal, that is not the case. What else is
I'm
there?
wondering, Rex, because with this 7 metal, how is it different for a 6 metal? And I'm curious for my own, because I'm a 6 metal child star and my husband is a 7 metal. And I know that he and I are both keen on finding harmony. And you had even mentioned to me once to put something really nice smelling in the space when I want to talk to him about something. If I want him to come in agreement to it, or, just be not at arms during this discussion, to have something nice smelling in the atmosphere can help soothe our beingness together. But I'm just curious, what is the difference between the 6 metal and the 7?
Okay, for the 7 metal, the aspect of the harmony as regards the environment and things of beauty or fragrances. For the 6 metal child star, it's very much about no clutter, space, the aspect of space and things being in a way it's very Zen. So it has a quality of functionality and it has a quality of spaciousness, whereby as you enter into the room to a space that kind of works for a 6 metal child star personality, it's just like, ah. And that quality of with a sense of silence is big for a 6 metal, creates a big sort of sense of coming home to themselves or feeling at home in the space. Whereas for the 7 metal child star, there's something, maybe it can be a beautiful painting, there can have some music playing. Not that those things may not work, but really what sort of encompasses or grounds or being at home, there's that distinction between what I call the 6 metal child star, which is like Zen, a Zen quality, minimalist, whereas the 7 metal child star, it has aspects of touches of beauty or color and different things in the space. Also spacious, but in another quality of an environment whereby it's not as minimalist.
Mm.
Does that ring a bell for you?
Oh, it does. But what I really caught on was your depiction of how they want to be a part of the family. They want to be, included. And then that brings about harmony. And I know for my husband, and like a lot of families, they're in today's world, they can be broken. And in his particular case, his mother passed when he was about 6. He was 5.5, and she died of cancer. And So the harmony of the space obviously was shattered. And then his father remarried, and they just didn't talk about his mother. It was regarded as the children just they weren't old enough to comprehend, so maybe we just don't talk about it, and then, everybody can kind of go on. But with the creation of the new family, I know he felt like an outcast, because the husband and the wife, his father and his stepmother, went on and had two other children of their own, and there was, different families that had to be integrated. And him and his sister were not of bloodline, they were not of the bloodline for the stepmother's family. And so it just created a rift. And I know that we work with that constantly in our house, because I have a daughter, he has a son, and we married, when we had already started families before. So now here we are in this integration process, trying to harmonize the space. And it makes for some colorful activity.
Sure. Okay, the aspect about child stars, although speaking about it, how I have spoken about it, at times in some areas of trauma, and a trauma, of course, can be with, parents dying, of course, no question about that as a child. And the child star then switches to the adult star. In other words, they never sort of fulfill the expression of their child star. This for sure I know happens in three clear situations. One, parents dying. In other words, mother and father died when they were small. Immediately that will shift the child's, whatever the child star is, into the adult star. Second, if the child is growing up in an area where there's a war, bombs are going off, people are dying, a literally war space, regardless if the parents are alive or not, that child star becomes switched to an adult star, because the actual domain of survival, it switches on something in the person's being whereby I have to be responsible for myself. It's not said to them, but this happens. And the third aspect is also like being, sent to an orphanage or something like that. Although orphans, I'm not saying orphans are not looked after, but that kind of identity about their child star, some part there's another survival mechanism that comes in. So I've observed this goes on. And the other aspect is of course child abuse.
Right. I know you've
sexual
spoken of
abuse.
this before, but our child star can always be recovered. And there's
For sure.
Healing always wants to happen. And that's why, and our today's talk is just a short video to give people a flavor, a taste, if you will, of the seven metal child star. So that may be a good time for us to transition into some things of virtuous action. I know you have two that you're going to share today that you can do to come into relationship with your seven metal child star. And you already described some like long walks, where there's good air and, coming into harmony with the space. And then you mentioned music, like how you can have nice music that are smells in the environment for seven metal. And you also have a couple of things you're going to demonstrate today, I believe, with skin and with breathing.
Sure, I will. But before that, to just also highlight in our chat here today, Christiana, is that in my ebook, Your Emotions and the Child Star, I have a whole chapter where I speak about, when your child star is traumatized, and ways, there are different ways that I mentioned that people can do to recover their child star or to bring it back into alignment, that it's part of their experience rather than something that they have not connected with. Because at the end of the day, our child star is where our emotional needs are met. So this part of and that is covered in my ebook, Your Emotions and the Alchemy of Time. So yeah.
Well, and that's the whole point of all of this, is that us getting to the root of our emotions, because this is the seed of our soul.
Certainly, certainly. Okay, so as regards breathing, there are many approaches to breathing. There's a lot now out there on the internet, many schools of thought, and all of those have their place. So what I'm about to share is not like this is better than or anything like that, not at all. But it has a simplicity about it, whereby even when you're sitting in a room which may not be, that wonderful, you're at the office, you can still do, there's still something that you can do as regards creating a little quality time for yourself and bringing your thumb and putting it into the palm of your hand like this, closing your fingers, not tight, just closing them, and then just resting them on your thighs. And when you do that, what will start occurring for you is that your breathing starts happening from a deeper space in your lungs. In fact, I can feel it now as I do it.
I feel a heavierness even in my diaphragm.
Yes, I mean, it's all down into the belly. It just automatically happens. And so much of the stress that occurs for us is that our breathing is very shallow. So this is like a very simple method that you can do with your hands. You don't need any equipment, and it's just right there available with your body at any time. And this creates a level of calmness in your being, and it has a nourishing quality for your lungs. So it's very supportive for, the seven metal child star, but also in the month of the seven metal child star, you'll find that doing this also will support whatever your child star is, will support a quality of harmony with the month and the environment, because all of these elemental child stars are really aspects of the cosmos. So we are functioning in that area. It's not a word that is often used these days, but we are part of that. And this opens that pathway for us to get that support biologically for ourselves. So that's one. The second thing.
I love how you say biologically, because that's what these rituals, that's what I love engaging with the 9-star key, because you've pointed out the biological impacts. And I heard a yogi instructor tell me once that shallow breathing sets shallow nerves and shallow thoughts, but deeper breathing innervates deeper nerve connections and a more grounded nervous system that's able to resonate with anything in its environment, right? It doesn't get shattered so easily, and it leads to deeper thoughts. I just felt that like biological change just by holding my thumb.
Yeah, it's very calming. In fact, I'm speaking a bit slower than when I was speaking just a few minutes ago. So yes, it is.
And of course, it just so happens to be that we're recording this on March 28th, 2023, and we are in a 7 metal child star house in this good 4 wood year. So I think we're amplifying.
Sure. The second aspect that I want to share for the 7 metal child star is one of doing skin brushing. There are many, by the way, I'm not marketing this particular brush. There are many others out there on the market, but get a skin brush and like really brush your whole body, straight down, be naked and just brush your whole body. Wonderful way to start your day. Very beneficial for your skin, beneficial for your lungs, very helpful for your lymph system. And yeah, it's a tonic.
And you
So
don't have a brush, Rex, like that? Because that almost looks like is it horsehair or what kind of?
it's a vegetable fiber, not
Oh,
horsehair,
okay.
but there are ones which have horsehair. There are many things. There are others that have that is more sort of weaved, and they have all types out there now. I mean, so
And
yeah.
what if you don't have a brush? Can you brush your own skin just with your hands or?
No, it's better to then get like a washcloth
Oh, okay.
and dip it in some water. You can have it, you could work it two ways. One, you could work it with cold water, like really cold water, which is like very stimulating, or you could work it with warm water, which has a sense of kind of a more relaxing quality. So whichever one. So you can, but just with the it's okay, but it's not quite the same. The aspect of another material sort of on the skin, rubbing it creates another relatedness, because this is already part of you, whereas bring something else, it sort of opens up the sense of the nerves to relate to a bigger aspect of life. So yeah.
Okay. Wow. Well, that's very helpful tips. And I know we like to call these tips rituals, very practical rituals that you can engage in. So I'm so grateful for you, Rex, and sharing today. I feel a
Thank
little.
you very much, Christiana. Thank you for hosting me. And yeah, let's share this with our family and the Orinoco in the Orinoco community, Flows community. So yeah.
Oh, I'm glad that you say that, the Orinoco flows. You can, anyone watching this, because this is going to go on our YouTube channel as well. I'll put up on the screen chat that you can join us on our Facebook group, the Orinoco Flows community. And you can also seek us out online for the webpage that we have it embedded in now as we're growing in our community and our base. I look forward to seeing more content that's put out on the channel as well. So I look forward to more.
Thank you very much, Christiana.
Thank you, Rex.